Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation, with the latest offering from the Germania Mint. At first look, Germania in Italia. Let's explore. Here it is, the unveiling of the latest sent to me by Germania Mint for review. It is the Germania in Italia Allegories. It's part of the series that they have been doing. The Allegories from the Germania Mint has been very, very consistent with all the different kinds of products that they have been offering. The Italia and Germania 1 ounce silver round. And here it is. We'll take a look at the certificate of authenticity. The Germania Mint has been amazing in some of their packaging, very unique in how they have approached packaging and mintages and the like. And this is the year 2020 is the date on this particular coin. It has a face value of a fantasy of 5 marks. Technically, this is a round because a mark is not a designation that is used in Germany, which now has the euro. But nonetheless, it is overall reaching the idea of what Germania was about and in that particular period. So that's why Germania has been paired with various different allegorical figures, such as Columbia, Britannia, and here we have Germania. You know, we did see this as being the third in the series, and the first with the year 2020, and here it is 2021 being issued. But it is fascinating indeed to see this series continue, and I think this is a wonderful design for sure in hand. But another thing about the Germania Mint is not only the quality of their pieces, but also the consistency in the design. You know, you put all these rounds together and they will completely just line up and be consistent with their background. Security patterns, the galoche pattern that you see there kind of in the background, as well as the kind of the orientation of the figures. And here we can see in this particular case, you know, what we saw with the Allegory series with Germania and Britannia is, you know, they were together and they have some sort of contact, either holding hands or what have you. And so I think it's kind of neat to see in this particular case, Germania has her hand on Italia's shoulder. And so what will be the next one in line? I don't know. We'll see what will come across. I have inquired about that, and they are certainly kind of quiet about what is going to be next. And I think that element of surprise is, I think, kind of appealing. You know, we'll never know and see. But the Italia is out. There's been a little bit of buzz about it. But they were very kind to send this to me for review, so I thought I would share this. It is 1 ounce of 4/9 fine silver. It is available at different retailers. I believe Monument Metals, I think, has been getting some of these, as well as some other bullion dealers out there as part of a collection. But it is Allegories. It highlights the extraordinary figures of the mothers of nations, for sure. And it is, you know, the lead character being the partnership of the Allegories being Germania, who is a personification of Germania, accompanied by the personifications of other nations. And so it is something fascinating indeed to see how this series has evolved over the last couple of years here. And there you can see the Germania logo there, the coat of arms, the 2-headed eagle there, but we also have that on the reverse. Well, we have the shield on the reverse here for Germania, but that eagle is there, the bicephalic eagle there, and then other emblems there, oak leaves as well, but very, very well designed. I've always been a fan of what these guys do. For sure, they're out of Poland. Germania Mint. And they have other series as well that I have reviewed, and they've been pretty consistent in the offerings that they have made available to the public, and have done fairly well in the secondary market too. But this is the latest in the Allegory series, and it'll be very fascinating to see how far it goes, for sure. And it is something that that has been hit the community by storm in 2019 with the first, but also there is a figure of Germania by herself, which I think is quite appealing too. Stands alone. It's kind of the inaugural of the series, but when you have the allegories, and it pulls together. But nonetheless, I think what is known and fascinating, it does highlight women in a way that I think stands aside from outside of the realm of political correctness, which is what I really like about it. But it does give the idea, have these visualizations come together from the image of goddess Athena, and took the Latin names of the ancient Roman provinces, such as Germania, Polonia, Britannia, and Italia. So that gives us a hint of what could be to come, Polonia. And of course, being that the mint is from Poland, makes you wonder, now will there be one for Francia? I don't know. For hundreds of years, for unknown reasons, women have been seen as the weaker sex. Often unnoticed and underestimated, women were forced to believe that they should obey men. Nevertheless, national incarnations and country names are mostly female. We know Lady Liberty is one example. Colombia. The country as a metaphor for home and family have always been identified with maternal protection, except for sometimes Germany is known as the fatherland, which provided security and a sense of community. Although the overwhelmingly majority is still mainly men who are world leaders, in times of war and disasters, people symbolically turn to the mother of the nation in search for safety and protection. There's something about that role that I think exudes strength, for sure. And we know that the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher, certainly exudes that mode of confidence, as that motherly role in Britain. She exemplified Britannia. Nonetheless, I think it is fascinating. I think this is kind of a neat role here to show women in this manner of form, and in partnership between these nations from the old Roman provinces as were. So interesting indeed. So post your thoughts in the comment section below on what you think about this latest in the Allegory series here, Germania and Italia, the Allegories. A multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and I want to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe. The Allegories, Germania and Italia.